gotta do?
What?
What's body gotta do?
What?
What's body gotta do?
What?
What's body gotta do to get a drink of soda pop around here?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Onward VR Master League. My name is NightFiree. I'm here with your co-caster, Sleepy. How you doing today, bud?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for asking. Looks like we're gonna have us a wonderful little matchup coming up for you guys today.
Yeah, should be pretty exciting. Blaze, a team that is hot off the press. No pun intended. Puns intended today, really. No way around it. They are on a bit of a streak. 4 wins, 0 losses, 12-6 their most recent win against Legionnaires.
Yeah, a pretty well established team from many seasons ago, to be honest.
Yes. Well, season 4, not that long ago. I think you're thinking of Stone Cold Killers. They're the established team.
Oh no, I meant Legionnaires. Sorry.
Oh yes,
Legionnaires
yes.
been
No,
with
you're
us
right.
For quite a few seasons now.
You're right. Actually, when I look at it, both these teams are relatively new in terms of things, I guess. Season 4 also from the Stone Cold Killers. They themselves are on, well, I guess a 1-game win streak.
But playing well overall. They've had a pretty tough schedule starting out so far. They did pull out a few quick wins in the first couple of weeks. Then they got matched up with Globochem and put up a decent 7 points against Globochem, almost taking 2 different maps. It was 4-3 on the last 2 maps of their matchup, Suburbia 4-3 and Bazaar 4-3. So, you know, they're no slouches, that's for sure. They also put up 6 points against Mob Squad. So yeah, they're also playing at Blaze's level, you know, and vice versa. So this should be a really interesting match. A couple of up-and-coming possible giants duking it out today to see who's going to have it.
That is very true. Stone Cold Killers are playing very well. They had those, like you said, those 2 sort of, I'd say those were like the powerhouse teams kind of thrown into the middle of their schedule. Now we'll see if they can do well against Blaze. Taking a look at the roster of Blaze, we have Not Ready, Noman 27, AK 507 Bomber, Batman, Cryocell, Naoko Moon, Prefontaine, and Birdseye Bew. Remember Birdseye pulling off a couple of good shots the last game we spectated him in.
Yeah, Birdseye definitely a one to look for. Let's see, Naoko also was a good shooter for them last week, if I remember correctly. Prefontaine, if they put him in this week, since he's no longer on cooldown, it seems, would be a a good shot, somebody to really watch out for.
Yeah. Yeah, very
yeah.
true. He was on cooldown when they were playing our last cast, so he
Yes.
has potentially rotated into the roster today. Taking a look at Stone Cold Killers, we have a Miracle Dev, Bear Grylls, Beyond Infinity, Defilades, Enigma, Logman, 4Q, and Rusher Z. That's a couple of vets there.
Yeah, absolutely. You got names like Logman, who have been around on various teams throughout various past seasons. Beyond Infinity, who's putting in work every day on all the comp lobbies. You see him just about every night on the comp lobbies, rotating around, as well as a Miracle Dev. Bear Grylls, 4Q, that guy, British guy on the streams, he's on actively. Pretty active team on the Stone Cold Killer side, I'd say.
Yeah, so it'll be really interesting to see how they face off against the squad today, because this is another tried and true squad, and I think we're gonna get ourselves a real close match. You look at them against Breakfast Club and against Animal House; they have faced off very closely. Interestingly enough, I don't know why. Maybe the Stone Cold Killers have figured out their scheduling, but they've had a lot of Master League coverage, and
Yeah.
I don't. It's just because they deliver some good games consistently, but I feel like every time we're casting a Stone Cold Killers match.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's like we've said for the last few weeks. I know we mentioned it at the end of last week's cast. The quicker these teams can get us their schedule, the more apt we are to be able to cast these things. Because if we don't know what you're doing until the last minute, it's kind of impossible for us to plan our schedules in order to cast those for you.
Yeah, also this week rather, just a little hectic with the scheduling. Lots of teams rescheduling and whatnot. We should be hopping into our game, though. We've been talking far too long.
Yeah, I just started up Onward myself. Gonna see if their lobby's active yet. I see a Miracle Dev has a lobby, but no spectator slots. Let's see if any of them are in the old Discord channels.
I messaged 4Q.
Unless that's just a private comp lobby that they have going, but I kind of doubt it, considering it's that time of day.
Let's take a gander here. Do this for a second while we try and figure out our lobby situation here. He said he checked it.
Oh, it's the box isn't highlighted in the details for the lobby, so I don't think he checked it.
Okay. He said he's gonna remake.
All right, sounds good.
No, it says it is. You just have to have it 9 out of 10.
Oh, is that all it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see it now.
Alright, get in there. Oh, I forgot the password already.
So did I.
Whispered to me 100 times. Oh, I had it almost right. Okay.
It's one of my favorite amps for guitar, and I still couldn't remember it.
Are you in?
Yes, I'm in now. Hopefully he's not still remaking. We have to chase this down.
No. He figured it out. Yeah. Okay. Excellent.
Yep, I'm in.
Video
Okay.
games, chat. We're going to deliver them to you. We're going to deliver them hot. We're going to deliver them fresh. What we got coming in is some tasty Onward Master League. It is going to be Suburbia. Stone Cold Killers versus Blaze. Blaze will be taking up the offensive. Start things off. They are using Prefontaine, newest member of the roster.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be a little foolish not to. I've seen what Prefontaine could do. He's a good player, so not utilizing strong player against a team that's been performing strongly would be kind of foolish. I mean, I know there are always teams with different strategies. A lot of folks like to want to rotate people in as much as they can, make sure everyone gets their play time. But at the same time, there's other people who just want to get their best killers out there on the field.
We should be, yeah. This is very. Oh, you're
like a fortune teller, this guy.
Yeah, well, almost like I have sort of secret information. A production team relaying me info into my ears.
If only, right?
If only. Either way, we are going to fire this bad boy up, and we're going to have ourselves a north objective. I'm curious how they decide to attack this, if we're going to see some smokes right on top of that car, maybe some smokes across the street, north and south. Or maybe a slow play. What do you think?
You know, it's funny because as many times as we've casted Stone Cold, I really don't have a prediction here. I'm going to say that they're going to try and gain as much space as they can out front without overextending themselves. But I think overall they're going to play out their time, which I think is going to play to their advantage. Maybe they can catch the defense being a little bit antsy, and they'll pick out the kill. However, it looks like over on the east side, Cryocell, oh, never mind, he stopped short. Thought he was going to run up into the hedge hideout here, as I like to call it, and take out Defilade, who is wide open in the middle alleys of the bushes.
He's tucked in there. I think Batman heard him sprint over there. He was moving a little bit too fast. Some flashbangs coming out. Cryo looking for that angle also. You see him kind of tucked over by that burning truck. An interesting spot. I haven't seen that spot before.
Yeah, it's not a common spot. You'll either see guys usually, you know, on the other side of the hedges near those Esco barriers, or you'll see them tucked into that 18-wheeler area right there. But Cryocells, he's got an interesting little attempt. Enigma, though, seemed to know about where he was, though. His sights were trained on that area. He's just waiting on someone to pop out. However, they got to be careful because one well-placed grenade from Cryo or even from the Batman could end up taking down both of them.
Nade came out, it did not land. Cryo's still alive over there. Yeah, they're well aware of his position. I don't think they know where the Batman is, though, and it could be Defilade's detriment once they start to make this push. But who knows when that'll happen.
Yeah, and looking at the blow-up map, Blaze's defense is really spread to the east side. If those two on the west can manage to take out the guy at the northwest red car, there could be a somewhat easy push up to the objective if Blaze isn't careful about recovering.
Oof. Batman gets one with a frag. Cryo picks himself up a kill. Flashbang out onto Rusher. I'm not sure anyone's going to advance onto that. Rusher is... Yeah. No, Rusher is rotating back towards Defilade to get that res. And I don't think... Oh, a nade lands onto Batman. I wonder whose that was. I don't know if Rusher's through that.
I feel like that might have come from Birdseye behind him. I think that might have been a team frag.
Now Prefontaine's going to rotate around. He's going to have to come and get that res. He's going to be exposed.
Blind firing through the bushes, but ineffective.
Wow, it does manage to allow him to squeeze up. He gets the res off. More shots come out. Rusher's barely squeaks by. Him and Cryo are trading over on the west. We have trades all aboard here in the middle. Rounds flying everywhere. One goes down on the backside. Maybe some team fire.
How in the world did they miss those shots in the middle? They were 15 feet from each other, and neither side managed to get a kill there.
Rushers and Cryocell now about to trade, and they do just that. Both dead in instant. We'll pop ourselves over to the east side, see what the remaining two of Stone Cold Killers are up to.
Yeah, Q and a Miracle, they have an idea that, Noman is over there. However, they can't quite get a beat on him. A little bit of blind fire. Q gets taken down by a frag and revived by a Miracle. And then they're back to their lane 4. Oh, they do know where he's at. Q4Q putting out shots. No man returning the favor.
Surprised there's no flank coming out on Stone Cold Killers right now. Blaze have all the opportunity to just slam them from the west, but they're not doing it.
Well, the Batman is actually coming up through the lane 3 entrance. He's sitting there waiting, and there he is. He picks up a Miracle Dev right there as he crosses the playground. 4Q is now by himself with one man sitting waiting for him to flank, and the other just waiting for him to come to him. This looks like a open and shut win for... Oh, one of them did actually manage to hit Noman. So 4Q is actually kind of free to roam over here. He does take out and confirm that kill, and now he's looking for his opportunity to get in there and maybe get that cap.
I'm not sure how they got that. He was behind solid cover. Must have been a nice headshot. 4Q might run into Batman. Catches him out of position. That's another pick. Now it's a 1v2.
4Q on fire right now, really opening things up. He's opened up this entire west side. It's a 2v1 situation. If Stone Cold or if Blaze doesn't get their defenders on in position in time. Oh, what a one frag.
That was a fantastic frag. Catches the last member out for Stone Cold Killers. Blaze secure themselves a nice defensive win, but a close round to start us off.
Absolutely. 4Q was on fire there. It's a good thing that frag came out, because that might have went an entirely different way had it not.
Yeah, he was in position to rotate to that backside, have a complete flanking opportunity on that duo. I mean, it would have been devastating. I don't think they might not have caught him. That was very close.
Yeah, I think if he could have taken Birdseye out there after he got across the street, maybe snuck around behind him, he could have then progressed to the objective with the last remaining defenders just completely unaware.
Well, it didn't happen. Blaze with a nice nade prevented that.
Yeah.
Taking that first round of their first map in the series. If we had more like that, I'd be a happy camper.
Yeah.
I'd be a happy camper. That was an absolute riot in the center, man. Both guys, Stone Cold Killers trading on the west, and the trades up the center, neither one landing the blows on each other. I mean, those bushes, they throw a wrench in your plan sometimes.
Yeah. And the chat letting me know how much of a garbage mic that I have. They like you so much better than me, NightFiree. And I just don't know what to do about it.
It's not that bad. I think it's all right. I think it's better than it used to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I know. I realize it's not up to the same quality, but I'm also not using a Yeti.
Yeah.
Like Mr. NightFiree is. I'm actually using a gaming headset for my casting mic at the moment. So, but it is on my Amazon wish list. So, if anyone wants to go ahead and buy one for me, feel free. I'm always welcome to donations to help improve the casting services. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, sorry. I was just responding to chat. We are going to get into our next round here, firing it off with the mirrored objectives. Everything working as it should.
Some quick smoke's already out. It looks like Blaze is going to play a little bit of blitzkrieg here.
Yeah, I like seeing that pre-fire, and they are smoking right on top of objective. Cryocell and Prefontaine are going to be the main two members pushing up. The rest of this squad kind of sitting back. This is a different layout. Well, a little bit more spread of a defense in comparison to Blaze's, right? They have this east side a bit more covered. I feel like Stone Cold Killers, when they went on, when Blaze was on defense, they were very stacked on that west side.
Yeah, I'd say there's definitely more of a balance to their defense. However, they're still rocking that 3-man in the west. I think if it were me, I'd have, and one of the defenders in the west or in the east gets taken down in white car. It's now 4v5.
Oh my gosh, some team kill here. Noman with the callouts. Oh no, it wasn't a team kill. But that was interesting. Birdseye B was standing right next to the member that killed his teammate. He was tucked in this corner. Birdseye gets the refrag. Now we're in a 4v3.
Now, if it were me and I were Defilade, I would begin a rotation back to the west to start watching that objective, because you now know that you're down Oh, now you're down 3 players because it looks like 4Q took a grenade there and is downed on the east side. And smokes are coming out. We could be seeing a cap attempt here.
The problem with Deflate's position is he hears the audio from Bird's Eye, so I think he's sitting there trying to defend from that position. But yeah, you're absolutely right. They have the smokes are out. Batman doesn't have pad out, so he's not fully engaged on the cap.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Defilade is fixated on his targets over on the east. He checks west just briefly, but he's still just maintaining all attention on that east side, which is not going to work out in his favor. Meanwhile, another pick comes up? No,
just some pre-fire from Prefontaine. Enigma now looking over in his direction. Maybe he was trying to distract him. The frag doesn't land on Enigma. Nice airburst, though.
Cryocell and Batman now in position. Cryocell in the prone position. He's going to try and sneak up on the objective. If Defilade does not start paying attention, this could be a sneaky cap coming in right here for Blaze.
Yeah, Enigma might miss this rotation. He doesn't have the vision through this smoke. The shots from Prefontaine could draw his attention while they try to make this prone push up. Defilade catches one. Bird's Eye View picking him off. Now it's going to be up to the final Enigma holding by the car. He's getting shot at. He's down. Blaze go for the kill win, pick themselves up 1 on Marsoc.
That all happened really fast there at the end, and if it wasn't for Defilade finally realizing that he needs to stop checking the east and look west for a minute and coming out there, that would have been a cap because who was that? The Batman, or no, it was Cryocell, was inches away from being able to put in that objective code.
Blaze are off to a very strong start. Stone Cold Killer's not a team that will roll over, though, and that was a tight round, so we'll see what they can come up here with this offensive push. Taking a look at the next objective, it is going to be a middle house one, so anything can go. Anything goes on this objective, right?
Oh yeah, that's it, the center house. I would love to see, and I think it was Silent Knight who mentioned in one of his previous casts here recently, I would love to see a team go for that rushing cap on center house objective. It's just something we don't see a lot anymore.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I would love to see that too. And it was only done once, and I feel like it was shut down. But from the stories I've been told, that shutdown shouldn't have happened. They should have had their cover in the proper spaces. So I feel like they were just because players saw it not work, they haven't tried anything similar. But I would love to see smokes like that and a hard push into that building.
Yeah, I think the only team that you can kind of rely on to do that sort of a push is SMC. I know they really like to rush this objective. And not every time, but you hear them talk about it more frequently than any other team. And they're one of the only teams that are successful in the higher level of play to be able to pull it off. I've not seen too many people actually be able to pull it off outside of a pub lobby or even a comp lobby. But in games, SMC has been one of the few teams I've seen to be able to actually pull that off.
I don't know if you've noticed that, but an early shot did go out, and that, although it's small information, it is information for the team to work off of. They know they're going to spawn on this east side, and a kill comes out on the west. Enigma getting picked up as he tries to rotate. Oh, no, he doesn't get picked up. Who was that? A little bit farther than Enigma, it looks like.
Ooh, a Miracle Dev pulls a kill out, takes down the Batman right at carport. Just matter of peeking the right angle at the right time. Now Stone Cold Killers has the advantage, or actually, I'm sorry, no advantage. Just 3v3. One of the members of Blaze is down, but resable.
Yeah, they had 2 very quick picks go on there east and west while those frags happened up the middle. Prefontaine's still resable. He could be radioing in information at this point. Frag doesn't land on Miracle, and we do have the 3 remaining of Stone Cold pushing this west side. Enigma's still prone since he got to this lane. Cryo's gonna go for that Prefontaine res.
Which is good. Leaving your man down like that is not gonna help you in this case. If you can keep that head count advantage, you're best doing that for sure. But yeah, Cryo does get the res. It's now a 4v3 against Stone Cold. But they're starting their push on the attack now. Let's see if they can manage to pull that off.
Blaze has this side pretty heavily stacked. Bird's Eye is going to look for a little something. He's not peeking. One pick does come through the bushes. Oh, sorry, that was No Man who picked it from the 2-story.
Yeah, it looks like he picked up 4Q there with Enigma right behind him. So Enigma quite lucky he didn't catch any strays. With just his head peeking out like that, he could have possibly gotten killed as well, just being that close.
Let's see what these last two can do. Bird's Eye View is very aggressively rotating. Cryocell gets picked up by a Miracle Dev on the inside by Carport. Miracle Dev might pick up Bird's Eye if Bird keeps rotating here. Shots miss. There they connect. Now we're in a 2v2.
And just like each round before this one, we're seeing it come down to the nitty-gritty. It's a 2-on-2 again. Blaze and Stone Cold not wanting to give each other those points, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I think at this point your best play for Miracle Dev here is scavenge some bodies from Volk, get some smokes, get some frags maybe, just start dumping them in there. I don't know if Miracle Dev's rotation to tank is going to pay off. It could be very risky if he peeks that lane. No Man's looking right at it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it looks like No Man's already kind of aware of his movement there. I don't know if it's from previous shots that he took or if he's just being safe and checking it. Prefontaine's position, however, is worrying to me. It looks like a Miracle may be able to take him, excuse me, if he pops up too much, but then he's also got to worry about Logman, or Enigma, I mean, sneaking up behind him and getting him there as well. So if I were Prefontaine, I would have rotated back into the house, get myself that nice bit of cover, get upstairs and help protect the objective at this point. It's 2 minutes left. It's going to be a Hail Mary time for the offensive team.
I wonder if Enigma is moving slow enough here. He's so close to Prefontaine. Oh, here comes a frag. If he bounces this off the wall and instead of going inside, oh, Prefontaine catches in, but he gets fragged.
Nice play. It was worth the sacrifice. He brought it down to a 1v1. All Miracle's got to do is just spot the guy upstairs. Just get that point, put themselves on the board, because it's going to be highly unlikely that they're going to get the cap at this point.
I have seen some tricky stuff come out of players before where they try and cap from the stairs. It does look like he is going to take up my plan of scouring the enemy Volk, and he's found himself a frag into Flash. You couldn't get any more lucky than that.
Hopefully he's found himself another syringe, because Enigma is still able to be rezzed over here, and it does look like a Miracle's going to come back and get his teammate, which will give him the advantage if they're going to try and make a push for inside the objective building.
I'd love to see a savvy rotation from Noman here, where he follows the sound, gets up here into this 2-story, and looks for that res. Miracle actually isn't going to get it. He's now bottom floor. A minute 10 left. Maybe he decides not to go for the res.
It looks like it. Gotta say, it's not a choice I'd make, but you know, every player's different, and when you're in the heat of the moment, it's not always going to be a simple decision. So maybe it'll pay off for him. Who knows?
Did that frag
comes out and hits Noman. Stone Cold Killers managed to pick up their first point in this series, in this map, with a nice frag there by Miracle Dev. Way to go!
Yeah, he missed his flash, and I was wondering if his toss strategy was really all there. But then that nade managed to just get the right bounce, hit that wall. That was risky. I don't know why you wouldn't go for the secure res, make it a 2v1 at least.
Yeah, but you know, Miracle Dev decided that he was going to make me look like a fool, and go ahead and kill them anyways with that frag and get that point. So I will be eating leather for the next round, it seems.
If you are just tuning in, this is Blaze versus Stone Cold Killers. I guess the other way around. However you prefer it. Either way, Blaze is up 2-1 on Suburbia. This is the first map of this series, so you're here, I'd say, just in the nick of time, although you have missed some hot action. Hot, spicy action, even, some may say. I'd also like to throw out a reminder, if you clip more in chat, we may be able to utilize those clips during these breaks, but it's going to require some hard work out of you guys, some quick publishing, and some quick fingers, or it ain't going to happen.
You know, you took the words right out from under my fingers. I literally just said, "Hey, everyone, don't forget to clip your favorite moments."
You know what you're doing now? now you're letting them into the production because now they know there's a delay and they're aware of it. Jeez, Sleepy. Now we're hosed. Now what are we supposed to do? Anywho, we are gonna hop into this next round. Stone Cold Killers gonna go on the defense. They have that Volk advantage. We'll see if they can take a Blaze push. I kind of expect Blaze to play this fast, but it doesn't look like that's how they're gonna do it.
No, it looks like they're gonna play it a little more cautious. I think they're hoping to have Stone Cold Killers maybe get a little antsy and push a little harder on defense, but looking like that's not what's gonna happen. They've got a 3-man defense in the house, 1 man in the back rushers preventing the wraparound flank, and Defilade on the west side watching the bus lane, looking for anyone coming around that way. So I don't think that's what we're gonna see. Blaze is playing kind of methodical right now as well. I think they're biding their time. Little pre-fire coming out from Noman on that east side window of the upstairs. 4Q not buying it. He's tucked into his corner.
I've been following an interesting happenstance over here. Prefontaine and Birdseye having some trouble with his gun. Can't seem to load it.
What the fuck? Hey, try shooting. The drum mag's in there. Try shooting it.
Yeah, you're good. What the fuck? The drum mag's just invisible. It's invisible.
Oh, that's a fun little happenstance. Looks like Prefontaine had an invisible drum mag in his gun.
All right, now we're getting some movement up the middle. We got Batman, Birdseye, and Prefontaine all moving up the middle lanes. Smoke coming out from Noman onto lane 2.
They got him equipped and ready to rock. Batman is the suppressor. This is interesting. I feel like we haven't seen a shield on Suburbia in a while. Some shots coming out. Result in
Looks.
car part. Yeah, that was who was that? Defilade? Defilade.
It looks like that might have been Defilade firing and getting crowds, so they're on the carport lane and lane 3.
That's a good solid peek there. Something you should be aware of. It's always tough though, you know. You're never sure which angles to cross fast, which ones to cross slow. Sometimes you can end up exposing yourself more by trying to do something fast when you should have been crouched or prone.
Yeah, that's accurate. I find myself when I play, I rush past the angles I should check twice, and I creep past the angles I should have rushed past, and it always ends up with me dying to someone else's bullet. But you know, c'est la vie, if you will.
Yeah, c'est la vie indeed. The shield's still pretty dull here. Ooh, I think the shield Defilade may have been spotted rather. I don't know if Birdseye saw him though. Defilade could be a real thorn in the side. He can manage to risk rotation effectively. Oh, that's also interesting. Defilade's got iron sights on. Finds that shield kill, nicely done. Did your headphones die, Sleepy?
No, I'm here. I was just distracted by a message.
Okay. And Defilade with another very hard flank. No, he decides to opt out of it. If Defilade rotates all the way back around, he might be able to find Batman. Batman is kind of cautious, though. In the meantime, Noman pushes up the stairs, finds one. He's inside.
Oh, but he's neutralized by Q. That could have been a cap opportunity had he been able to pick up Q as well. Q's now down. If they can get a man on the inside. Oh, nope. Miracle Dev sees it. Q's called out for it. The res is coming. But had he been able to neutralize Q, that would have been a cap opportunity for him. And this could have been over. Blaze could have taken it right here. Yep. Batman now moving in on the first floor. Miracle Dev sees him through the crack in the stair banister. And another one down. The Miracle Dev leaving only one left. Mr. Prefontaine to attack this objective.
I'm so surprised that Prefontaine didn't hit Miracle as he came inside. There's a huge opportunity for him to tag that last member of Stone Cold as he went in to get the res, but he just wasn't looking. Almost landed some shots on 4Q, and now we have ourselves a little trade. 4Q securing those shots out the window. Now we're all tied up.
Yeah, Stone Cold is not going down without a fight. They are putting up every point that they need. They're staying alive here, and that's good. That's what we want to see.
It's kind of what we were expecting too so far. Very close rounds, a tight match. Both teams are very competitive. Blaze on a win streak here. Actually, matter of fact, I don't think they've lost a game this season. They're undefeated this season. Am I correct?
Who are we talking about? Blaze?
Blaze.
Yeah,
Do some look at the scores. Have they lost a map yet? That's the next thing we need to know. I think they
a
have.
map. Stand by while I check on that. But I'm not sure. I don't think so, however.
I know they haven't lost a game.
Let's see. Let's have a look.
I mean, they're right up there with GlobalChem, undefeated.
They are, and that's why they're climbing up the ranks pretty quickly. I believe they are in 4th place in the US East right now, if I do remember correctly. Let's actually check that as well while we're at it. Yes, they're in 4th place right behind SMC, who's just behind Danglers in 2nd. So yeah, they are climbing up the leaderboards quickly. Let's see here, though. They have lost one map. They lost one map to the team formerly known as Ragnarok, who is now Solaris. They lost them 1-4 on Subway.
Okay.
But other than that, they have not lost a single map other than that one.
So they're right there with GlobalChem. Only one map lost in their entire season.
Yeah, that's very impressive. So I mean, I'm telling you, this is a team to look for and look out for. And I know Danglers, for example. We're well aware of these guys, and we're not too sure what to think of them. We know they're not going to be an easy rollover, but we know we have the skill to take it on. But seeing some plays like this, seeing that kind of stats, it's worrisome for a team that's putting in that kind of work. Excuse me.
Yeah, no kidding. You definitely have to keep your eyes peeled, and with how competitive everything is these days, the ESL getting involved in Oculus, and I mean, it's a real treat. Do I shit on you, Sleepy?
I can't remember it if you did.
He blacks out. It's so violent that he just blacks out.
It's just so much mindless violence.
No, I know what he's talking about. I get a little sassy sometimes, dude.
It's alright. You did reprimand me at the start of the last round, and I got a little quiet. I got a little frightened, if you will.
I was just horsing around there. I wasn't even being serious.
I know, man. It's all good. It's all fun here at the casting desk, the imaginary casting desk that NightFiree and I are sharing from over 60 miles away from one another.
Ooh, an early pick coming out from Enigma. Man, he's been devastating with that little corner pocket spot. Finds an attempted aggressor. I don't think he's going to expect Prefontaine tucked in there, though.
Yeah, Prefontaine has been leading Blaze on the kills in this map so far, with a Miracle Dev really the only one answering him. Prefontaine has currently 5 kills in this map compared to Miracle Dev's 6, and then everyone else is just kind of evened out between 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So very even battle on both sides statistically, not only on points and in map rounds, but also in individual playing statistics as well.
Yeah, that is interesting to note. There's always at least 1 or 2 guys that usually stand out in a round, too. I don't know if you've noticed that. It's very rare you see a solid kill spread across the team.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that has to do with how defenses are set, the density at which the players are within the same area of one another, because if all the kills are on one side of the map, only a select few are going to get them. You're not going to see too many guys reaching across the whole map to get those kills and even things out between the teams. So I think a lot of that has to do with player placement and density of defenders and attackers. But yeah, you're right. A lot of times it's 1 or 2 people that usually tend to shine brighter than the rest during these maps.
Maybe a Miracle Dev can shine here. He's trying to make his little push up this middle lane. I don't know if Prefontaine managed to spot that crossing either. Might catch Defilade out though. That could be bad news. Crosses the smoke.
Smokes are out. Q's making a push. Prefontaine sees him. Q is down. Prefontaine takes him out.
See him.
Defilade hears it, returns fire in Prefontaine's direction. Enigma's also trained his sights on that corner. Shots coming out from Enigma, but no connection.
I think they did land. Prefontaine is dead. Just looks like his body's sprawled up there. Oh no, he's still alive. I thought he was down.
Oh yeah, he's moving. A Miracle Dev did manage to squeeze past him though, and Prefontaine has no clue, unfortunately. Ooh, Defilade with a nice kill from Fountain there. Takes Prefontaine down and opens up this eastern flank.
Oh no, this is bad. These two are shooting at each other. They stopped. Ooh, I thought Miracle Dev was going to go for a TK there.
Wouldn't be the first time we've seen it on cast, that's for sure.
Wooden rushers with some shots through the wood. None of those land. He does know Cryo's there. Cryo finally lands the refrag.
Verti is now the only member of Blaze that has any sort of strategic positioning in which he could stop a cap if the push was to come. Right now, Stone Cold Killers have 3 men on the east side. They are ready to go. They could pop a lot of smoke, get 3 guys on that objective. The only person who could do anything about it is Verts.
A huge nade coming out. I don't know who that was from. Cryo maybe does get
I believe it was
one. Enigma is resable. Now it's a 2v3.
Yeah, that grenade did manage to catch 2. Enigma was resable. However, Defilade worked quickly to get Enigma back up, get that player count up, which was smart. However, now they got to worry about Cryocell. If Cryocell's smart, he can apply some pressure and really get in there and take out Enigma, because Enigma's in a position where he's crouched or he's prone, so his movement speed is going to be very limited. Oh,
wow.
But Enigma and Defilade tag team. Then Defilade goes down. Looks like Birdseye managed to have the angle on that one. He's still resable, calling out for Enigma on the res.
I need a res too.
Yeah, that's a risky res to call out, though. You want to make sure that you're not being spotted, that nobody can see you. You should ID to Enigma that there's someone looking at me.
Stop. White car, very back.
I think right now Birdseye's just trying to keep his head down, not peek too much, because he knows that at that barrier, that little black pimple that Enigma might see over top of those bushes will be easier to see than just, you know, staying low and keeping it until they come for the objective. But they've got 1 minute and 13 left. They're gonna have to do something here.
A nade coming out on top of them. I wonder if that was a frag. It is. That's 1 down. Enigma just barely squeaks by there.
This is a frag-friendly round. This frags have been flying all over the place, getting everybody today.
55 seconds left.
Just look at the map. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people killed within 2 lanes and 1 caught way outside there. That's what I'm talking about. That whole density of where players are versus where defenders are, and
I don't know if this prone approach is going to work. 30 seconds left. I think Noman has the angle. He'll see the long, slithering snake of a Marsoc member.
But Noman's not looking. If Enigma wouldn't have fired there, Noman would have no idea that Enigma was coming. Now Noman sees him. He's going to line him up. And there's the shots. Blaze take the round. It's now 3-2 Blaze.
Enigma with a nice pickoff there. I mean, I'm surprised he wasn't looking at Noman, though. That's such a common spot, you know?
Yeah, it's really surprising that he did not check that spot as he moved across. At the same time, I'm not sure that I would have fired, but I guess, you know, in the heat of the moment, if you've got that shot and you think you can nail it, but you might take it. But he gave himself up to Noman, who otherwise might not have heard him coming up, and he might have actually been able to get in position there before Noman realized it.
Oh, interesting. So you think that they should have, he should have just held fire?
I do. I mean, granted, I wasn't watching his first-person cam, so I'm not sure. Maybe he had a good eye on Birdseye.
Right. I thought maybe he was worried Birdseye was going to shoot him there, but you're right. If he had managed to squeak by, no one was watching the East Street.
Pretty much. I mean, I think Birds was looking that direction, but I don't quite think that angle would have worked in Bird's favor there. It's kind of a tight angle right on that bush. He might not have caught him until right before he got behind those cars and those defilades. But, you know, it's hard to make those decisions in the moment that pressure mounts. You're thinking, oh, man, I'm going for the cap, and then you see someone just run out wide open. You take a couple of shots, and then you're thinking to yourself, oh, man, why'd I do that? And unfortunately, in this case, it did cost Enigma his life, as Noman was then alerted to his position.
Yeah, the silencer is, you know, it's there, but it's not gonna when you're in a 1v1 situation or a 2v1 like that, it's information regardless, because it's a gunfire, so that he knows something's over there. it only really works when you're trying to mask what gun's firing, who's getting the kills. It does work well at range, but in a situation like that, yeah, it's just not going to mask his shots enough to let him squeeze by.
Yeah, you said it. That was my next comment I was going to make. Actually, was and also at that range, it's not going to hide your sound well enough to make any difference. But you know, again, those heat of the moment decisions aren't always the smartest. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. In this case, unfortunately, it didn't.
See how Stone Cold Killers lay out their defensive strategy here. Early jitters of the round out of the way. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if they are going to keep 2 in that porch. They're not. Rushers. Still hasn't found himself a place he wants to be. The shield is coming out from Bird's Eye, though. Him and Cryo will be the duo. Some really nice pre-fire from Miracle Dev. Catches 1 through the wood. How did he know he was there? 2 down through the wood.
Oh my goodness, he just took a chance there, and I think the second one, however, he knew, because I did see that shield clipping through the wood there. Ooh, and a frag comes out, which catches a Miracle Dev off, and he is downed as well. I'm not sure, but that might have actually come from Rushers there at White Car, because I'm not seeing where it could have come from anywhere else.
I believe No Man rotated around to the edge by APC and tossed it around the corner there.
Roger that, but yeah, I think a Miracle Dev's second kill actually came from him seeing that shield clipping through the fence. The first one, I think, was a matter of luck.
No, I think
and
both.
He was pre-firing.
I think both. Or no, you know what? He may have seen the cross by the fountain and then pre-fired there in the corner. But yeah, that second, I was thinking maybe both came from the clipping through that fence. Either way, it is 2 for 1. We are in a 3v4. A Miracle is resable too, so he's radioing in any movements he can spot here.
Smokes have hit a Miracle Dev's body, but it's not stopping him from calling out. He's calling out Noman right on top of him. Finally, Noman gets to him and takes him out. But information has already been given. They already know. Hopefully, they've rotated, changed their defensive plans, and watched those angles.
Wow, the answer back nade from Rushers finds 2. Only 1 resable. Now it's a 1v4.
Batman able to be res though, and Noman and Prefontaine quick to get the res back to 2v4. It's still going to be a tough one for them to push to this objective. I'm thinking that Stone Cold Killers, unless they are able to pick off some, are going to take this one with them. Ooh. And Rushers takes down another one. Looks like he gets the Batman back again. Prefontaine now the only one left, and he's kind of stuck here in the corner.
We'll see if Rushers can find that. As you come out of those bushes, it's really hard to stay invisible, and I mean, that's where usually the angle people hold. Rushers should be looking for a body to be coming out of those shrubs as soon, because eventually you're gonna have to either rotate there or rotate up the middle, and Rushers has angles on both.
Yeah, that's it. Prefontaine is doing what he can to try and look through these bushes actually and see what he can see, and you know what, if he's careful, he might actually catch Rushers peeking up over that bush line. Rushers peeks now, and of course it's right as Prefontaine decides to move. They're just kind of playing cat and mouse with each other right now. One's peeking while the other one's not looking, the other one's peeking while the other one's not looking, and it's just back and forth. But it's going to be tough for Prefontaine to take this route, as you've also got Defilade sitting on that porch right there, waiting for someone to come around the corner also.
Well, Enigma is also the secondary shot if Rushers doesn't pick his up, so it's going to require a quick 1, 2, 3 if he wants to get on objective. Like he's opting for the prone move, and he does manage to squeak his way off from the shrubs.
Yeah, we saw Enigma try this and be pretty successful with it, with the exception of his fire giving himself away to that porch. But in this situation, that porch guy is actually watching this angle, rather than like Noman in that previous round where he was looking the opposite direction. So
I don't know.
Rush.
Is Enigma watching where Prefontaine is? No, Rushers is. Finds himself
And
that.
Stone Cold Killers
Yeah.
tie it back up again. And we're at 3v3 for this map.
I mean, we said it. They're not a team that's going to let you take 2 and then not answer back. And they've done just that. But now they're going to have to take themselves on a Marsoc W. It is going to be a very easily defendable position for Blaze in that back garage.
Yeah, this is a tough objective. We've seen a lot of attempts in the last few weeks. A lot of people are actually making it around behind that Volk spawn house. But it seems like every time they get back there, no one's been able to actually get the cap. There's always been someone with a little bit of information that's you know, been given to them. They've been able to get back there, rotate around, and stop that cap from happening.
It gets so hectic on this map if you allow them to cross on your east side, and I always point that out, that on Suburbia, the east, I think, is one of the weaker points. If you can get some effective smokes out, all you really have to do is clear your 2 stories and you're good to go. You can cross up to tank. You can manage to make your way behind that building. You just have to get across this street.
Yeah, and getting across the street, though, can be hard because you usually have one in that center house kind of back watching that street, making sure nobody comes around from that angle. But, you know, it's not to say it's not possible. What I like to see is somebody try and get smokes up on that little roof that's above the front porch of that center house. I think that's a great way to cover those windows and keep anybody from seeing anything through that, to be able to push across the street. But it tends to be really hard to actually get your smokes to stop and land up there on that little ledge.
Yeah, we need little sticky grenades so we can toss them up there and slap them on the walls, but
Yeah.
maybe future tech will allow it.
When Onward goes Call of Duty Black Ops 3 and we start wall running and...
That will be the day.
No, it won't. I like where we're at now.
I agree, and we'll see what Blaze do to potentially secure this round. This could be their second lost map in the entire season. Stone Cold Killers are putting up a nice attempt so far.
They are. This is it right here. Blaze could win it on defense, which is... Oh, and one from Blaze already taken down. Noman already taken down from the west. Or I'm sorry, the east there. One rotate. Birdseye's going to rotate up and loot his body for any useful items that he might find.
Kind of stockpile his nades in the corner here. Like a squirrel stockpiling nuts. We'll have an assortment of items on that second story.
I'm going to request that he change his name to Squirrel's Eye View after this.
I did hear him whistling like a bird earlier. Almost killed himself with a nade on the corner, getting a little overzealous with his extra nades.
Have nade will frag. Yourself.
Taking a drink in of what these Blaze guys are doing for defense. So it looks pretty good so far. Their 4-man spread, it's gonna come down to them pushing towards objective. I don't think there's gonna be any early picks here.
No, I agree. I think with the kind of more defensive positioning on Volk, I don't think we're going to see too many early picks unless Stone Cold Killers is really careless about their positioning.
There is some pre-fire.
Birdseye's is not watching that window, you know, very aggressively, which is smart because if you do, you have that chance of being taken out. And then, you know, the rest of the majority of their defenders are back, kind of sitting right almost on top of the objective. The only exception being the Batman here, who's kind of watching that western approach. But I don't see him and Defilade really seeing each other for the next couple of minutes at least.
Well,
oh, and I was wrong.
I think he would call you a liar.
Yeah, leave it to someone to make me eat my foot. But yeah, Batman takes down Defilades and is now looking for a second.
Nice easy pickup. Might be finding Miracle Dev if he decides to venture out from the bushes. Miracle Dev doesn't. Yeah, he does not. Gets the pick on Batman. A frag came out as well, tagging another down for Blaze, leaving it to just Cryo and Birdseye, who goes down to Rushers. Now it's just Cryo.
Stone Cold Killers could be winning their map here. on offense, which is highly unlikely for this scenario, given the defense that was set up by Blaze, and not to mention the positioning of the objective. But all they need is to drop this last guy or get the cap.
Cryo might
And
find one. He does. He could get another if he's careful. They're going to have to get on objective as long as Cryo holds some tight angles. He might find a miracle at Carport.
Cube, meanwhile, while he's focused on a miracle, pushes up, and Q takes down Cryo, and Stone Cold Killers come back and win the round, win the map 4-3. That was some great play by Stone Cold Killers, giving Blaze their second map loss of their season.
Now I get to see how Blaze respond to a loss like that. That was a really nice run from Stone Cold Killers. A lot of Marsoc wins coming out of them to run that back.
Yeah, they started out at a deficit. You know, Blaze put up, what was that? They put up 2 against them at first, right? And then Stone Cold Killers come back from a 2-0 deficit to win 4-3 on offense, of all things, which is quite amazing. So yeah, definitely a great game so far, and it looks like we're going to go to Tanker next, so this should be interesting.
Okay, Naoko.
Or maybe we're going to see a rehost, not sure.
I'm curious. I haven't cast a Tanker match in a long time.
And I have never casted a Tanker match, so this will be interesting. At least it looks like the brightness has been changed for us. It's a little bit easier to see things now. But typically it's a map that's not favorited by us as casters because it can be a bit harder to see on.
Yeah, I think James may have made some gamma tweaks or something. It's my usual tweaks that I toss on top of it made it look a little washed out, so they are looking good these days. And it is going to be on Tanker, so it seems. Everyone's readying up, no one's backing out, no one's backing down.
Yeah, that's it. That's just it. We're gonna see it. It's happening. It's gonna be Blaze versus Stone Cold Killers on Tanker.
Now, bud.
I think we're waiting for that last member of Stone Cold Killers to pop into the lobby. We'll be on our way. Thanks for tuning in to the VR Master League. If you are just stopping by, hit that follow button. We do a lot of Onward in these parts. Also, if you want to go check out Onward Master League 2, I believe we have a cast going on over there as well. Give that a follow. You'll never miss any Onward, ever. You'll catch it all.
Yes, I believe that one is the Great Apes versus... Who are they playing today? They are playing Sinister Pride, and that is being casted by Scene of Action. Great Apes versus Sinister Pride over on Onward VR Master League Channel 2. So don't forget to go over and check that game out, or watch it again on the VODs later on. Scene of Action, one of the newer casters to our team, but doing a great job and giving us some additional things to be able to use as far as overlay works and scoreboard type things as well. So make sure you follow him and see what he's up to when he's casting these games for us. But thank you all for tuning in again. We really appreciate it.
It's always fun casting these matches. I think we have everyone in the lobbies now as well, so over the roaring sound of thunder and I'd say at least a 25-foot waves rolling around here. We're gonna get into the Tanker.
Yeah, I went ahead and set a couple of cameras to to get myself prepped in case they head downstairs quickly, so I'm not trying to chase them with the camera.
Oh, that's half the fun of it, friend.
Well, give me a ghost camera then that can go through walls.
And I know sometimes people might be thinking, oh, is this really just Cargo and Night put in Tanker because he keeps forgetting that they're different maps? No, we're actually playing on Tanker this time. I had it right. Not a liar.
Yes, he did. He is not lying. Looks like there's been a sub on Blaze's side for Enter Beast Mode, who I don't recall seeing on their lineup. Maybe one of their guys on Blaze had to leave, and they're bringing in a reservist, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure who this player is currently in on the last slot.
Enter Beast Mode. Interesting. We have a sub coming in. Maybe it's a tanker specializer. As I yell over the roar of thunder.
Yeah. Okay, and it looks like we're gonna see an objective here in the stern of the ship in the superstructure.
I don't know why people
This
are
one.
asking for a showcase. You're watching the match right now. The case is being shown to your eyeballs. This is the best of the match you're gonna get. What do you mean, people? Enjoy it while you got it.
Stone Cold Killers taking some pretty lackadaisical, more laid-back defensive positions. My thought is they might need to get somebody up a little closer here because they're watching from quite a ways back, and if someone manages to get up that center lane into these main doors and kill 4Q here, it's over. I mean, the cap can come out. This could be over really quick, but it doesn't seem to be how they're playing it. Most of their members actually going downstairs to try and attack from below first.
Yeah, they are. It's such a hard objective to attack from underneath. You only have one entry point at the very back end of this objective, whereas if you come in from the front where Noman and Batman are, you have a chance of, like you're saying, getting a really tricky cap. And I don't know if they really are aware of how detrimental that spot 4Q is in is. They really need to cover that. Frag comes out.
Frag comes out from Noman. Not enough to secure Enigma there on the back corner of the stern. But Noman is free and clear to move through. If he slows down a bit, 4Q won't hear him. He might can sneak up on him and get that kill.
It's going to be hard. He's not in the right room now. Although if he does check through that doorway. I think the radio came out from 4Q. That might have been info for Noman. 4Q's going to play this.
However,
he's going to play that tight.
Noman has backup though from Batman. One's downstairs. Stone Cold Killers loses one. Noman pushes up. He knows 4Q's right around the other side of this door. He's got Batman as backup. Will the refrag come out? Oh, and 4Q tags both. No refrag is going to come from Blaze on that one.
Really nice double kill there from 4Q. Enter Beast Mode, and the rest of the squad on Stone Cold Killer is going to try and make this bottom entry point happen, but I think they're pretty well alerted to it. Miracle Dev watching the stairs, Defilade watching Miracle Dev, so he'll be there for the refrag.
Yeah, they put themselves in a tough position going downstairs mostly. It's good that they were able to take care of that guy downstairs in case one had to reroute on their way to the attack, but having that refrag missed by the Batman backing up Noman there on 4Q.
Miracle Dev gonna toss a frag out. No, a flash actually doesn't land on Bird's Eye. That was an interesting flash. I think maybe just to deny the push. I don't know where Bird's Eye's going though. This is the only way in.
I think Bird's Eye might have actually been affected by the flash. Cryocell, however, I'm not sure, but I believe they're now backing out because they know that they're kind of waiting for them there. If they were smart, they'd push back, they'd get out on those other, those mid-deck stairwells and kind of, change their lane, if you will. They need to really refocus that attack because they know that the back stairwell is being covered and being covered well, so they've got no chance of getting up there. And it looks like they can hear me because that's exactly what they're doing. They're moving back to the rear deck. They're going to try and hopefully push up these stairwells now, get outside, get up on the top, and try and push in from there.
They should have just had all 5 strong up here. They could have taken out 4Q and been in a position to cap that objective. Instead, they're going to roll with now what seems to be only 2, all 3 now finally up here.
And Bird's Eye now rocking a shield and a Volk full automatic machine gun. He's got the drum mag. He's got it probably, well, hopefully he's got it on single fire. and he's got another LMG backing him up. So they've got a good combination of bullets to be able to take out as many defenders as needed. And Birdseye's got the protection of that shield. Let's see if it works for him.
Enigma has an angle though. Cryo almost going down. More shots coming out from him. White landing.
Good synchronization here from Marsoc. They've got 3 men over here on this side, one suppressing at all times, keeping Defilade in cover while Birdseye and... Oh, my camera just tweaked. While Birdseye and the other LMG gunner move in.
Yeah, one guy, the LMG gunner getting picked now. Birdseye here. Enter beast mode pushed up. 4Q has to be watching this. Beast mode could put in the cap in the corner. Birdseye gets 4Q. Miracle
Dev returns the favor. Yeah, but I think beast mode has the cap here.
He's putting in the code. This is going to be 2 points for Stone Cold Killers.
Any day now, we could be seeing the round end here, and Blaze takes it with a cap. Stone Cold Killers just not defending that objective like they should. Okay, so I have received confirmation that not ready is who Enter Beast Mode is. I guess he's changed his name.
Oh, that's right. He had informed me of that. I guess they hadn't used him in that first round though, and I had forgotten. Yeah, no worries. I just happened to pick that up off of the chat. But that was an excellent play by Stone Cold. They managed to turn that around. They saw that they were cut off in the back. They knew they had no chance of getting up those back steps. They went back, did the mid stairwell retreat, came up onto the top deck and managed to push 3 men in. They killed 4Q, which was great for their attack. And unfortunately, Miracle Dev, who got the refrag, did not check the room completely, and beast mode / not ready sat there in the corner, took his sweet old time, and ended up putting that code in, giving them a 2-0 lead. Very nice cap. Does take them up 2-0 onto the second map here. Stone Cold Killers taking that first one on Suburbia. Been looking good today. That cap's got to be putting them in a pretty good spot. See if Blaze are able to answer back now, in particular after losing a map and getting capped on. I don't think this was their map choice either, so I could be wrong on that though.
Yeah, well, it's not very common for teams to choose this map. Tanker, or as should I say, yeah, well, no, this is Tanker, I'm sorry. I want to say cargo because it's like a cargo ship, but it's Tanker. Not too many teams choose this map willingly, so it's definitely off-putting when you see it come up against you in a match.
Everybody opting in for night vision as well. We'll see if Blaze decide to send all 5 up top on this objective, and I think that's what they're gonna do. Nobody's going downstairs yet, at least.
No, actually, it looks like Blaze has sent Birdseye downstairs. He's in the center cargo hold area. I think he's gonna be their man to kind of.
Oh, I was thinking of Stone Cold Killers. Sorry.
Okay.
They have all 5 up top.
Yes, and Blaze has a much more front defensive strategy going here for the top deck. They've got 4 men on deck, one about halfway up, the rest right outside, right near the start of the superstructure. I think that defense is going to play out better for them than the Stone Cold Killers defense did on round 1 against Blaze here.
A little delayed on the way over there, but we caught it just in time for the action. Definitely it's about to peek this corner. Eventually get picked up by Beast Mode, does not. Oh, the pickup instead happening on beast mode's end. Miracle Dev finding it. We'll see if Birdseye responds in any way, shape, or form downstairs. Seems like he's pretty stable. Where is Birdseye? Oh, he's really tucked into this bottom cargo area.
Yeah, I think that position's going to end up hurting him, especially if he doesn't start checking his tablet, watching this number of teammates that he's got remaining. He's only lost one, granted, but you know, the others could fall quickly, and he's pretty far away from any way of being able to get upstairs and get to that objective to defend it.
See
So
if Batman picks up any here. I think he saw Defilade cross. He's in a position to catch a couple Marsoc out. Doesn't find anything though. Nade comes out. I think that might be a nice flash.
flashes out. Yeah, I'm sure that should have gotten Defilade.
Ooh, and then picks up a nice frag in the distance. Another going down from, I think that's Cryocell. Defilade answering back on the refrag with some help from 4Q.
Cryo looking to pick up a refrag. He can't get it. He's under fire. Defilade and 4Q applying the pressure. Flash comes out. I don't think that one got anyone really. Yeah, Defilade's still firing. It seems like pretty accurately. Another flash coming out.
Jeez, a lot of teamwork finally paying off, and Defilade gets the pick.
Yeah, that was pretty good. It looks like Birdseye's taking note of what's going on the deck above him. And he's begun his rotation back up to the rear stairs to get inside the structure and help defend that objective.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. He's left the downstairs the moment that Enigma has decided that he wants to check out downstairs. Now he's not down there to answer, and it's up to Defilade and the two members of Stone Cold Killers to defend.
Birdseye is still in a position to be able to watch the back stairs, though, after checking that out. He did come back to the back corner of the ship. He should be able to hear it depending on the speed of the advance from the attacker, and he's just tucked around the outside wall there just to be able to kind of hide from direct contact right after the...
Defilade and Noman are looking real close here. Defilade almost saw him through the window. He comes up, gets picked by Noman, a nice quick shot, evening it out.
4Q also making his push.
Him and Birdseye.
Him and Birds are seconds away from merging.
Ooh.
Birds... Ooh, Noman manages to get the flank on 4Q, and that leaves just Enigma, who's coming up through the downstairs on the attack now.
It's all up to Enigma on that bottom floor. I don't think he's working slowly enough to be undetected.
Well, if he keeps up that speed, he's not going to have enough time to get to the objective. So I think he's got to pick up the speed just a little bit, and Birdseye is kind of on a in-motion defense here, checking there, watching the stairs, and I think he might actually run away at the wrong time because Enigma's just getting ready to press that corner. And Birdseye may not be there to see him.
Enigma did see Birdseye cross, so Enigma knows he's up in that room.
That comes down to Birds, and he gets Enigma.
Really nice toss from Birdseye.
Wow. I guess he must have seen a sliver of Enigma there, because that frag came out at just the perfect time.
Really nice toss. Catches him just around the corner. That was just a touch shorter. Would have picked him up.
Wow, and Blaze setting an unprecedented 3-0 here on Tanker. 0 points answered by Stone Cold Killers.
No,
they really have to put up something here.
All the way around. Isn't it? Or do I have the teams mixed up here?
You have the teams mixed up.
Really?
A Miracle Dev, Enigma, those guys are Stone Cold Killers.
Oh, sorry everybody. I've been having the scores swapped over here for a while.
I was like, no, I'm pretty sure it's right.
That's
yeah,
my
Blaze
fault.
definitely not happy about losing that first map to Stone Cold Killers. But we definitely are happy that they're
right.
bringing their A game. Hoping to see this match, this series decided by map 3 rather than map 2, because that's what we want. That's what you want to see.
Whew. Good catch there. We got it just in time for what could be the last round.
Well, I have it right on my end, so the fact that I can't see your end without watching 6 minutes, you know, is a little difficult.
A lot of sass from the audience right now. They need to cool their jets. Okay, this is a professional production. Everything is under control. All things are managed. All things are monitored. All things are handled accordingly. Just sit back, cook some popcorn, put me on the TV, and enjoy some Onward, okay, everybody? Jeez. Am I right, Sleepy?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're bringing this to you from the NightFiree and Sleepy Studios, brought to you from 2 different cities at one time. I mean, we are just as professional as you could possibly get. So, guys, cool your jets there. We're doing what we can. We're doing what we can with what we can. And, you know, we're going to do it any way that we can. But I'm glad you guys are having fun. I'm seeing something about an overlay is up, but I'm pretty sure that's just a troll.
Now you're coming at me with it, dude? Why do you think I'm yelling at the audience right now about things?
Hey, I don't know. I'm just trying to make sure that everything's copacetic here.
Well, what? You know what? I can't trust anybody anymore. I have nobody backing me up.
Everyone, stop scrutinizing NightFiree because he's going to reprimand me again, and I don't want to be a sad Sleepy for this last tanker round.
Nobody backing me up.
And we have a center deck objective. This could be a quick round. Stone Cold Killer sends 2 guys downstairs to watch the hallways down there. Blaze is coming at him strong with 3 on that eastern side. Enigma's going to run into 3 here soon. Oh, but he lets him go right by him. Nobody really attacking it. Batman may have seen something. He's coming and he's watching that box there. Enigma picks him off.
I don't know where Birdseye... Sorry, I've been watching something completely different. Apologies. Birdseye rotating underneath. He's going to go on the backside. Enigma finds himself another down there. Where is he shooting from? Just barely peeking around the box.
Yeah, and his player model is actually working to his advantage. It's actually not hanging out in the middle of the hallway as you would expect it to do, but it is actually hiding behind that box. Firefights going on the upper deck.
Noman goes down on the bottom floor. He gets traded. I think we still have Birdseye, who's running this very interesting back flank. I think he had a wrong idea of where the objective was. If he... Oh, you should see Defilade there.
He's coming out with tablet out, though. He's prepped for the cap.
He has to go pro.
Yeah, or he needs to slow his roll because Defilade is going to hear him rushing up on that box if not.
He could easily work his way back here. If he just gets up to that box, I don't think Miracle would see him. He could be punching in the code on this corner.
Yeah, Defilade, I don't think Defilade is interested in what's just happened. He's not particularly paying attention, but Birdseye's got to slow down. Defilade's right there around the corner. Oh, he one-hands him.
He has the...
And now he's going for the cap.
Wow, I don't know why he ran out there. But anyway, a backup pick from Cryocell finding rushers. He'll be coming up the stairs looking for another. Just like that, we're in a 1v2. Happened real quick.
Yeah, it did. I'm still just baffled by why Birdseye would run out in the middle of the open like that. He could have capped from that corner, I believe, that he was sitting at.
I don't know. Cryocell's going to drop back and rotate himself over to the stairs. Maybe he can come up there, find something in the back end from Miracle Dev. This Stone Cold Killer's defense has been thrown into a bit of a loop, though, with that guy with one coming in from behind him.
Yeah, and he did some damage and then unfortunately exposed himself quite unnecessarily, and Enigma was able to pick him off, now leaving his teammate at a disadvantage here. Stone Cold Killers may be able to pick up their first point, but Blaze definitely had that one, I would say, in the bag. I really just kind of want to put up the Jackie Chan meme right here, you know. the what is going on here thing, but now Stone Cold Killers getting a bit of a break on their defense. They're a little baffled, still a little confused. The Miracle Dev looking all around like, where'd that guy come from? Meanwhile, Cryocell has retreated to basically come back up 15 feet to the left of where he originally was to begin with.
Just upstairs now instead of downstairs.
That's it, and he's close. Actually, we could be seeing a cap right here. His pad's out. Enigma has no idea. He's definitely in the cap zone.
Yeah, this is gonna be 2 right here. Crescent an easy punch in. This will be Blaze 5-0 on Tanker.
But he got the code wrong. Oh no.
Oh my god.
He put his tab away with that overconfidence, like, yeah, I got this, man. It's over. And there it is with the second attempt. Blaze takes another cap, leaving it 5-0 on Tanker. And then gets another kill. Oh.
Almost picked up a double at the end, but yeah, Blaze answering back very strongly after a close 4-3 loss on Suburbia. I'm thinking this was their map choice.
Yeah, I'd say so, and they played it very well. The first round, I'd say, was given to them. Stone Cold Killers defense a bit weak there on that first objective. But yeah, they answered back, and then they ended up getting a second cap. Wow, that was incredible.
Curious to see what new map we hop into. If you are just tuning in, we're going to be going into the deciding map. Looks like it could be Quarantine.
Yes, Quarantine.
I feel like we have not been seeing a lot of, well, I haven't been seeing a lot of competitive Quarantine as of late. I feel like it's either been banned or not chosen by the squads.
Yeah, I can't say that I've had too much opportunity. I think you and I have done one match where there's a Quarantine map selected, but it is not a highly frequented map. I know it is a popular map among competitive players, but I haven't had much opportunity to personally cast this map much.
I think we're going to go back to, let's make sure I have the teams right this time. It's just a cluster of a stream. I had wrong teams, layovers up.
So Rushers and a Miracle are Stone Cold.
Thank you, Sleepy, for the keen information. Much appreciated.
I'm just trying to support you, man.
I know, I need it. I really appreciate it. Great stuff. Great stuff. Anywho, Quarantine. And we're going to start with a southwest objective.
Hidey hole.
Easily defendable, easily capped.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that wall on the north side of that building that the objective is at, because it can be capped from there. And if you've got a defender sitting inside the hidey hole, as I like to call it, you know, and they come up slowly enough, they can cap it right on you, not 5 feet from your face, and you would have no difference.
It almost happened at the ESL. The Landon defended it, if I remember correctly, but it's a very hot contested spot, so it'll be one we're gonna have to watch right now. Stir in the pot a little bit, Sleepy. You gotta keep everybody engaged and active.
Yeah, I'm just reading through some of the prior chat here from the round that we were just recently doing, and of course there it is. There it is, the wonderful comment for you to activate your damn windows.
I know, and I can't believe that again, Sleepy, you're gonna be the one that's out against me, because it quickly becomes fixed shortly after. You would just wait and enjoy the content, Sleepy. You'll see. Oh, imagine that. Spanish.
Well, I can't wait to watch it back because I feel like you and I really mesh well when we're casting these matches. We play well off of each other's commentary. We both are seasoned players, so we know the ins and outs of the mechanics. We know what a lot of these players are going to do or what may or may not be going through their minds. So regardless of how much crap I may give you, it's nothing but love for you, buddy.
Oh, it's all fun and games over here. It's all fun and games. We have a good time casting, and if we weren't horsing around, then well, by golly, I'm not sure what we'd be doing. I just want to make sure that we have everyone in the lobby and that we're not just sitting in an empty lobby and everyone's remade. It is, in fact, going to be quarantine for our final map, but I can confirm you that.
Yes, and I will back him up on it and reconfirm that.
I think we're going to see another real close series here.
I think so too. I think quarantine can lend itself to some great gunfights. It's a little bit, sometimes can be harder to track the action on our end, just because things can happen on completely opposite sides of the maps just so quickly. But I think most of the objectives lend themselves to being difficult to defend while difficult to attack, and also so many lanes to do that attacking from. So, you know, I think, yeah, I agree. I think this one will definitely be good for the play out. I think this will be the decider. Well, it is the decider of who's going to take the series. I just hope it doesn't go really one-sided like we saw there on Tanker.
Yeah, we are going to be into our final map. First round here. Blaze on the defensive, Stone Cold Killers on the offensive, right?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, excellent. I think Birdseye did manage to catch all of them crossing from their spawn north, so Birdseye with some good callouts to his squad, and they should be rotating accordingly. It does look like they're doing that. They're sending one up to that far north 3-story, or I don't know, what is that, 6-story? How many stories is that?
Where? Which one are you talking about?
The far one in the, sorry, I didn't bind it, that northwest. Either way, Birdseye doesn't land his shots on the one crossing.
No shots landed, all 5 up. But now the attackers, Stone Cold Killers, know that there's defenders up here, so they need to be careful. Deflade's pushing up here to the tank. He's going to get caught by Birdseye.
I don't know.
Because Birdseye's just barely peeking that.
Birdseye's crouched. I don't think he sees up over that hill. Deflade's in a relatively safe position at the moment. It's going to take Bird's Eye View to deliberately check his center spot, and then he'll get that easy pick.
Oh, definitely pushing up to the tractor trailer here. Will Birdseye hear the movement? I think he did hear the movement, but he's got no shot on him. So better to just stay hidden and hope that he comes out. Here we go. Birdseye takes down Defilades. Defilades has no idea that Birds is there.
That was a very nice pop shot. I don't know, snapshot, I guess, from Birdseye there. Utilizing Peeker's advantage. And kind of a fun little reminder. He was crouched in real life and popped up in real life there. I love that kind of stuff. Actual athleticism coming into play.
Yeah, and that's just a lot of things that, you know, we got to see at the ESL UK Invitational because they actually had live cameras on the players showcasing what they're doing while they're playing this game. But unfortunately, it's just something that we don't have here on our grassroots VR Master League streams, just because we can't force everyone to have cameras in their homes and have that set up, and you know, not everyone's computers can handle all of that going on at the same time. So, but yes, you're right. It does showcase that athleticism that this game does take in order to be effective. And Birdseye showed us a great deal about what athleticism he has on his end.
We'll see if he gets caught out with his aggressive movements on the hill here, and Nate almost lands on him. Gets real lucky. They're trying to hit him. Ooh, almost gets caught out with some shots there in that main lane as
Miracle
well.
Dev. Yep, a Miracle Dev putting some shots on him. He knows he's there. Looks like he's going to go ahead and take this time to retreat.
Rusher says, no, you're not. Stay right there behind that truck, sir. He might get caught out, though. I think he had his fellow teammate rotating around into that tree. Who is that?
Looks like Naoko got taken down by someone's shots.
Oh yeah, he was trying to rotate around. He's actually down. Birdseye finds himself one from peeking out behind the truck. That's been two for him over here at this spot.
Two over here.
Looking for a...
Naoko giving Birdseye the information he needs.
Yeah, that's some good communication, some good callouts from Blaze. Birdseye is going to be looking for those two. Actually, you know what? He's dropping back, and I think a frag came out and secured that final kill, that kill in the corner.
That is correct. Yeah, Naoko was taken down, completely confirmed by that nade. Birdseye now taking this opportunity to retreat, regain some ground, change the angle up a bit. However, if he's not careful, he's going to run into Enigma here. Enigma sitting on the rooftop could be catching Birdseye off guard. Oh, but Enigma's got his back turned to Birds.
Yeah, that pre-fire up the center might cause him to be looking away from him. If Birdseye storms up here like he stood up quickly at that last spot, he might be able to catch Enigma. I think Enigma might hear him, though. Oh, checks pad at the worst possible time. Birdseye finds one. He's going to look for two. Can't get Miracle Dev. Refrag finally coming out before Birdseye gets three on the north.
Yeah, wow. Verz was doing some work up there in the north, taking out that many people. Now it's just up to 4Q and a Miracle Dev to take out the rest of these defenders. He does manage to pick another one. Looks like Noman taken out somewhere in the center objective building, maybe center burning.
No, Noman was picked up in the very far back by the tree.
I need a gun.
I thought that was Naoko.
Oh, you're right. Noman, yeah, it looks like he was more picked up by the APC. Really aggressive position for him to die at. Either way, Miracle Dev's out of ammo, rotates around to grab himself a weapon and some rounds.
Well, he was doing a lot of suppressive firing there on the north side, so it's not unlikely that he has run out of ammo. It's not something you see too much, except for in these long-range maps where you sometimes have to suppress the move, or you want to suppress to get your teammates up.
We haven't been noting the timer. Is only 12 seconds left. One getting picked up, two getting picked up, just like that. Stone Cold Killers win with 11 seconds left.
Wow, that was crucial. Yeah, I saw 4Q coming up there by the plane cabin, expecting him to try and go for the cap. I wasn't even aware of how much time was left. But yeah, those synchronized shots, those synchronized kills coming out, that was pretty interesting. That was a good play by Stone Cold, and a way to turn that round around, because they were definitely on the losing end there at first, with Birdseye picking up those three in the north.
They tried.
Yes, they did. But this is the kind of map we want to see. Let's see if Blaze can return the favor, return an answer to Stone Cold Killers here, and keep that drama up.
Yeah, would be curious to see how Blaze decide to go on the offensive. It's all about spawn on this objective. You can get a quick one, you can get a long one. I'd say that Stone Cold Killers had the long spawn last time.
Yeah, they definitely had one of the longer spawns in this particular objective. If you get the short spawn, though, it can be tricky, because the defense can kind of hole you up in the south side of the map. So if you get the southeast rock spawn, it can be tough to get out of there. You can either waste a bunch of your smokes that you might want to use in other places later to be able to cross the south street, or you can try and make an attempt to go through the south, past the blue car and south plane wing, and go through maybe the gas station. But it's a lot easier for the defense to keep you pinned in there in the south, if that's where you happen to spawn.
If you're unlucky, they will keep you pwned in. That's the worst kind.
That's it. And they did get that spawn.
See what Blaze do with this. I think they're swapping some rounds, giving each other some LMG clips.
Someone pulled a...
Oh boy.
And an unfortunate pin was pulled from a smoke grenade, and that smoke grenade is now going off. So the spawn has been called without even saying a word. Birdseye takes a round, but is okay.
Birdseye's kind of in a tricky spot. He's stuck in the middle of the street. I think actually one went down on that south side as well. A hard rotation coming out. Who's over there already? That got that early pick.
Noman was taken out.
Rushers.
I believe he was.
I think Rushers caught him.
Yeah, I would say Rushers probably the only one with an angle on that. Yeah, it had to have been.
More shots from Miracle Dev trying to catch the crossing, and he's super exposed. Rushers pushing up here to this corner. He might run into some action soon. Doesn't spot anything, goes back for defense. Oh, no. My gosh, getting aggressive here. He's so lucky no one's peeking this corner.
Yeah, he's lucky because according to the map, he's been tagged once, so he goes down. That should be it for him. He's got some backup now. It looks like a Miracle Dev is posted up in that same area as well, looking that direction. Got Prefontaine and Naoko there in the south. Naoko now pushed up to the blue car. Prefontaine still sitting at the ambulance.
Kind of getting a little look here on the map. Might see some action up north. Prefontaine actually finds one in the middle. Wow, actually that was a really nice pick in the back by Objective.
Yeah, he picked their guy right on top of the of the objective, so that's always a good one. That's going to force them to push a guy back and put a body on the objective. Meanwhile, up north, Birdseye and Defilades now minutes away from encountering one another on this north control for the rooftop.
I don't know, definitely getting distracted by those shots near objective, maybe getting worried. I think he has a potential to get the pick on ambulance too, but he's just not looking over there. He's super exposed right now.
Yeah, he is not really using those AC unit boxes to cover himself. Also makes a rash sprint off the roof, which Birdseye happens to capitalize on. North roof control now belongs to Blaze.
That's going to make this defending this position a little bit tougher. Not too much, all things considered. Well, actually, I don't know. Taking the roof here on this objective, I was thinking it might have been. I was thinking it was a gas station, but on this objective, it's pretty huge. Naoko finds himself another pick, and now we're into a 4v2. Blaze could get a cap here. They play things right.
Yeah, that's right. I would say it would probably come from this north team. Because the south is pretty well watched. I mean, they still got someone over there. Rusher's still in the gas station courtyard area, kind of watching that backside of ambulance building approach.
Enigma picked up that south push, so now that's down. It is going to be all up to the north. Actually, there is still one left in the south.
Yep. Prefontaine is still up. Naoko is actually still able to be rezzed there in the south as well. But it looks like Rushers might be pushing in to try and cut that defense off.
And there's action on all sides. Enter beast mode, firing suppressive rounds, while Birdseye is going to start to come in here. Enigma is getting pinched from the south and the north. He's in a very exposed position. Tries to catch beast mode on the edge, doesn't find it. Meanwhile, he's getting flanked by Birdseye. The smokes come out, and there's action at every single angle. Rushers takes fire on Naoko. He goes down. Now it's a 2v1. Another pickup on the backside.
Birdseye and Rushers not 10 feet from each other. Rushers knows Birdseye's in there, but there's really not much he can do. He's the last man up. But if he stays too preoccupied, these attackers could push in and take the objective on him. If it were me, I would try and utilize that, but it doesn't seem like any of the attackers are really using this to their advantage. This could be a missed opportunity for a cap here.
I think Rushers is doing the right thing. He's playing it pretty effectively.
Agreed. I think the fallout is actually coming from the attackers. If Birdseye knows that he's over here, he could try and keep Rushers' attention, keep him from rotating back, and have one of his other guys, especially one of the guys that were over here in the south, which I believe, it may just be Naoko who's downed. could have come in and gotten the cap, but the smokes are coming out now.
Oh, Verzi saw the gun come around. Rushers finds one on objective. The rooftop kill comes out, though. Blaze secure themselves a W.
Yeah, it was a great play. Blaze bringing it back 1-1. This is the kind of stuff we like to see. I think this one's going to go to the last round. Unless we see a cap, I think this is going to end up going to the very last point.
I'd agree with you if they were both Volk wins. However, they're both Marsoc wins, so I feel like anything can go here. You know, especially with Marsoc wins, they're so scary because it can result in 2 points. It can be a big point swing for your squad. You can get a nice win there, nice cap. So.
Yeah, anything is definitely still possible. I mean, normally you're kind of betting on that Volk defensive advantage,
right?
But we've already seen that that's not really a thing in this map so far. Both times, Volk has been the ones to go down, and Marsoc has taken it. So I think what needs to happen here is I think Blaze needs to switch up the rhythm here. They need to throw Stone Cold Killers off their footing and win this defensive round, and that might change the pacing of things. But it's really hard to tell at this point. We're only 2 rounds in and the score's tied up with both Marsoc wins, so who has any clue?
If anything, Stone Cold Killers are proving that they are a very determined team. You know, they scraping their way through Suburbia, and after getting stomped on Tanker, I almost like Cargo, they're now tied up on this map. They're resilient. It's interesting to see them still in this map right now, not down 2-0.
Yeah, this has been a great game on both sides. There's been a lot of great plays. Some of those caps that came out on Tanker, or some of the decisions that were made in these rounds, have been both mind-blowing and mind-boggling at the same time. They just got my mind so trapped that it's in a bottle. And I think Stone Cold Killers are under the assumption that they have the glass buildings objective, the quicker of the 2 east side objectives. But unfortunately, they are wrong. It is the far east objective, so they're going to have a lot more work ahead of them than just rushing up the middle and getting to that courtyard.
Yeah.
However, I think roof dominance, roof control is going to lend them a favor. If they can get their guys up there, which so far it looks like they have maintained control of the roof. They should be able to put pressure in all the right places, keep guys' heads down while these south maneuvers make their way in.
Birdseye is in a position where he can kind of spring forward and flank on this north approach. Some shots coming out from south. Miracle Dev finding one on that back southeast corner. He gets refragged. Turns it into a 4v4 with 1 res possible for Volk. 4Q is going to have to find something there as well.
It's an interesting spot that a Miracle Dev got refragged from. I haven't seen too many people actually use this 3rd floor of the 6-story corner building in the southeast to actually defend from. You normally see guys sticking to the stairwells here for easier coverage, but the way he's positioned in here, it's actually quite difficult to see him, and I would say it's probably difficult to get any shots in there, just seeing from the number of girders and pieces of material that are blocking him from sight.
Yeah, I would say if we're dealing with Dark Souls level of hitboxes here, that he is pretty exposed, but that's not typically what you get. Some things get a little wonky around those edges, so not exactly the most secure position seemingly, but maybe so. He does get caught out with a fantastic shot as he tries to go down the stairs. That was a long range one. Who's that coming from? 4Q.
That was 4Q on the south wing, yeah. Right as I changed cameras, I was going back and forth between 4Q and not ready there, I guess. The shots came out, and I just see bodies dropping, and wow, that was amazing. Now, Stone Cold Killers have the advantage 4-2 with only one of their guys still resable here in the South Dunes, so hopefully he's giving out as much info as he can to this south push.
It is just the 2 of them. Meanwhile, on the north, Rushers has managed to work his way up a little bit, finds himself a really nice Hotel 2-story. That's an
excellent kill.
That shot's so hard to land because you can barely see him there.
Exactly. That's what I was just thinking. Yeah, that is not an easy one to get because you can't see what's going on in there. The Volk player definitely has the advantage there, and now it's just Prefontaine all alone on the objective.
All right, how many do we got?
Stone Cold Killers are in a very good position to cap. They do need to work that south push closer to the objective if they want to really converge on it nicely. But North's getting pretty close to being in a position where they're going to spring on objective.
And Prefontaine moves inside the building, the main floor of the building that he was in. In my opinion, in this scenario, you don't want to do that because now those south attackers can actually sneak in and get to a point where they can't be seen by him inside through that doorway. And okay, he's moved down now, but and also the North can kind of get in and hold you in there, maybe flash you. Maybe try and frag you, make you move around a bit, keep your eyes off the objective for just long enough. So I think he's smarter where he's at here than by moving back into the building. I think moving back inside is going to prevent him from being able to see the south approach.
Yeah, these guys are getting really close to objective on the north. Just need to cross that street. And I don't think they know they have 4 dead.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that they have not been counting their kills as well. We've got movement though. Defilades is pushed up now. He's inside the objective's courtyard.
I think the north approach is going to be the one that's going to be easiest for Prefontaine to defend. Defilade comes sprinting up here behind him. Really nice shot in the back. Stone Cold Killers go up 2-1.
And unfortunately, Blaze was unable to do what I said they should do and change that tempo up. For some reason, Quarantine has been a Marsoc-dominated map. It just doesn't make any sense. It's normally the other way around. You normally see Volk being the one to take most of the rounds.
Yeah, I don't recall a time that I've seen so many, 3 in a row, go to Marsoc. Either way, it is looking pretty good for Stone Cold Killers right now. Let me update the scores here for you. It is 2-1. Stone Cold Killers, right? I have the scores correct? No.
Yes, that is correct.
The first map going to Stone Cold Killers 4-3 on Suburbia. Blaze answering back strongly on Tanker 5-0. And here we are coming up on our 4th round of the final map. This will decide who wins the series. And we're close neck and neck. Marsoc win for Marsoc win. Blaze now going to be the ones going on the offensive, see if they can grab themselves another point.
And we have had the good fortune today of having all objectives mirrored. We haven't had any offset objectives, even on Suburbia, which has seemed to be a bit more problematic than the other maps lately with the mirroring objectives. But so far, so good. And I'm hoping to see Blaze come back here. I want to see another point on the board, another 2-2 going in tied. Take it to 3-3. Let's go to the final round. Let's see how this really unfolds. Who's got the grit to really pull through and win it when it counts?
Yeah, I would love to see that because these two teams have just been bare knuckles brawling all day today.
That's it. Throwing them bows.
Pretty much. Hopping into our 4th round of the final map of the series, Stone Cold Killers versus Blaze. Mirrored spawns also.
Yeah, well, there's only two possible spawns for this objective. Here and then just across the road, basically over at the gas station. So not too much variety possible. But in this case, it's really your only options.
I don't know if you've noticed, but a real common trend I think on both Marsoc squads has been they've been swapping out LMG mags for both both teams. They both are very adamant about getting LMG mags into their rifles.
Yeah, I have taken notice to that. Excuse me. I actually think a lot of teams in general have been utilizing that. So I think the devs are probably really happy with the fact that they, utilized that mechanic and brought that in because it has been seeing a lot of great usage here in League maps. A lot of guys I know even myself included, when I run an LMG, if I've got guys who have weapons capable of, compatible magazines, then I'll hand them out myself, because most times in a match I'm not going to get through, that 100-round drum or that 200-round box. So might as well give them up if you got them, and keep your guys from having to reload, not let them get caught in a situation where they might have gotten the kill. Ooh. And Noman picks up a Miracle Dev in a tense firefight down south off the wing.
Yeah, that was a really nice headshot from him, an instant kill. Headshots are instant downs. Pop back over to the aggressor on north side, I believe. We have that being Prefontaine, and he's managed to get himself up pretty far forward. He's going to have to get another pick in that dark hotel room like he did last time. Or sorry, that was not Prefontaine.
That was Enigma.
Enigma, yeah. He's going to have to repeat what Enigma did. Not an easy shot to make.
Seems like a semi-coordinated push while looking at the map here. You've got your roof guy just holding his position, which is smart. You want to maintain control of that, keep that high angle of elevation to be able to put shots on that center east building. But you got two guys in the north pushing coordinated together, and then also you have Noman and Enter Beast Mode and or Not Ready pushing up the south here. If they come in pincer at the right time and manage to get the picks that they need when they need it, this could go very well for Blaze here.
Oof, yeah, they are getting dangerously close to being shot by that hotel window. Definitely just can't seem to spot anything there. That hill giving him just enough cover. Oh, actually, he does manage to snag one. A little shoulder pops out, gets himself a kill. Some more trades happening on the south. Another goes down for Blaze.
Yes, Enigma takes out Beast Mode in the south as he pushed up on the rocks. Meanwhile, you've got Noman still on his hard south push, giving a little knife action to his previous kill, not taking any chances on them giving out any information. So he's going to be moving up the dunes into the southeast and looking to pick off the guy in the 5-story windowless building.
It is a good spot to be. He might be trying to get a little 2-story action here on stairwell, and he might find it if he gets just that head. I don't think.
Ooh, and it looks like it is picking up, but it may be a little bit difficult to see in that headset from the range that he's at.
There's a frag tossed over there, I think. Was that Bird's Eye?
230. I got 230 left.
All right, Noman and Enigma are now basically right on top of each other. I think Enigma knows Noman is there. He did peek, but I don't think he saw anything due to the dunes. Noman calling out his location to his teammates, letting them know that he's in position close to and has visual on objective.
Yeah, no one's in a nice spot to defend from any hectic members of Volk on the objective. He can easily pick up some rotators, and he's going to push aggressively where Enigma's going to hear him with those shots coming in from the north. He's going to try and time that chaos up. See if he finds
Enigma.
So close. Right on the corner.
Noman's not going to see him. I knew it. He had no idea Enigma was there. And Enigma capitalizes on it and takes out their only south approach now.
Yeah, he in his mind he had checked and cleared that, but doesn't end up paying off. Bird's Eye View and Nako going to be the last two members of Blaze trying to get up to that objective. It's going to be hard. It's going to be real hard with a minute left.
And I just realized Nelko is using a Mark 14 with a 12X.
Well, I was going to say, don't hate it until you try it, but it doesn't pay off. He does get picked up. Deflate, I think, also grabbed one out the window. Oh, no, that was actually 4Q picking up a double there. He grabbed one through the hall, through that doorway and the window, and then another on the corner. Nice defensive job from him.
Yep, Stone Cold Killer is really showing that they are not giving up just because they got 5-0'd on Tanker. Now they're up 3-1 here, and now they're on the attack with a relatively easy to attack objective with a misplaced defense. They've got the north wall, north roof courtyard wall corner, which has a few hidey spots that you could get into and really keep from being seen while you're capping. So this may be the end of Blaze, depending on how Stone Cold plays this round, but they're on defense. Blaze can get another point, keep themselves alive, but they will have to win that next Marsoc round in order to stay relevant, because Stone Cold Killers on the verge of taking this thing home with just one more point.
Yeah, they're looking very good right now. They would be taking the first win of the season against Blaze. Blaze taking their first L. This is big here. They're definitely going to want to be holding strong. I don't think Blaze will roll over. I do expect to see a pretty strong and tucked in defense from them, but this is a hard, like you're saying, a hard one to defend. Really interesting to see what they do.
Agreed. Yeah, I don't think they're going to roll over, but it's going to challenge them. That is for sure. So we'll see what they got, but
I also would like to note I've been enjoying the rate of play today. The 2-minute timer in between lobbies seemingly working pretty nicely to usher along a steady rate of play. I haven't had too long a time between rounds. I haven't had to ramble about birds racing or anything like that, really.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, there hasn't been really any downtime long enough for me to even notice the new timer rule that's come into effect, decreasing the time between rounds. But yeah, the pacing has been really well. I think both teams kind of know what they're here to do today, and it's showing. The rounds are kicking off really quick, but I think they also may just not want to have to take a possible penalty if something were to go over too long. So.
Yeah, absolutely. There. Curious to see what they do. They're gonna try and go for a long range nade. They're gonna send some up that north hill right away. And that's, I think, the strategy to have. You definitely have to conquer this north roof and utilize it to your advantage to defend. They're actually only going to send Noman up there to utilize it, keep the rest of them ground floor.
Yeah, meanwhile, all the Stone Cold Killers are running across the north road. This could be dangerous for them. Enter Beast Mode isn't even watching the street, so he's not getting anything. Meanwhile, Defilades gets taken down, and I believe 4Q is also down in the street, able to be rezzed, but it's going to be hard to get to him because he's right there in the middle of the road. Oh, but 4Q does get rushed. Rushers picks him up, and they move on.
I have a lot of trading going on over here by these cement trucks. Enter Beast Mode looking for an angle. Meanwhile, Birdseye sending a lot of shots, and some others coming from the north. Everybody focused on this squad. Stone Cold Killers, I would say, are in a bit of a jam as they've crossed this street to north.
Yeah, I think Blaze has really put on a great defense here. They've got two north flankers ready and waiting ready to pounce on whoever pushes or continues to push north here. And I think Rushers is about ready to find that out the hard way.
Yeah, as soon as he crosses here, he's going to find...
Oh, but he grabs Noman, actually, and then retreats back behind because he knows there's another one there. Meanwhile, Birdseye looking for the refrag, but he's not going to find it.
I really thought that when he peeked out there, he was going to feel the wrath of two AKs on his skin, but he manages to grab himself one. I don't know if he'll be expecting Birdseye over here, though.
Yeah, well, they've been great at making us put our foots in our mouths all day today, especially my foot in my mouth. But yeah, they are managing to kind of turn this thing around. They've evened it up. It's now 4-4. Stone Cold Killers and Blaze each with 4 men up. Rushers did make his push all the way up north. Let's see if it works out for him.
I wonder if Birdseye caught the tail end of that. I think he might have seen Rushers get across there. He seems pretty adamant on watching him as he peeks this corner. See if he gets that.
Yeah, he's definitely watching from that hill, and there it is. Oh, Birdseye getting that pick on Rushers, crushing their hopes on the north side.
Hop over to Enter Beast Mode, see what kind of angles he's holding. He's looking for some on the hill. Ooh, almost getting exposed there as he radios in information. Stone Cold Killer's still stuck at where they've been the entire round. Another kill from the rooftop, a trade rather. That was a fantastic tight shot through a
tiny hole. Yeah, man, that was wow. Burned him.
A headshot ringing out. That'll be an instant kill. Beast Mode, the last Volk member alive at the north side defending. And it's going to be a 2v3.
Stone Cold Killers really playing out their time here. Not a lot of movements come from them. They've still got basically 2 men at the concrete trucks with little to no movement.
Yeah, they might as well be back at where they spawned. They have a lot of ground to cover if they can manage to pick themselves up and pick their way out of this. They're going to need to get a couple in the middle, pick up Beast Mode, who's on their flank. 4Q getting a little aggressive. Beast Mode finds 1. That's information for 4Q to move off of. Can't get Beast Mode in time. The middle shot's coming out and he gets picked. Blaze hanging in there. 3-2.
And good thing too, Blaze really pulling it out when they need it there, managing to keep themselves alive. But like we said, they're gonna have to win this next Marsoc round, whether it be with kills or with cap, because otherwise Stone Cold's gonna take it, and they're gonna have to play the same objective. So hopefully they can utilize their spawn and get out of there quicker and change things up, because Stone Cold seemed to have a little bit of a trouble getting away from those cement trucks.
I mean, that would be interesting. And we were saying earlier, this is an objective you can cap on Quarantine. I feel like almost all the objectives have walls to cap on, the cap behind on Quarantine, but this is no exception. And they get themselves a cap, they will get themselves the series win. It'll be a huge 2 points.
Yeah, this would be their saving grace, to get a cap and just end it right here and not give Stone Cold Killers the opportunity to get the win on offense in the next round. However, it's going to take everything they've got. They're going to have to get some early picks. They're going to have to dwindle those numbers on the defenders pretty quickly in order to gain that advantage, to get themselves into positions to where they might be able to cap unseen.
Going to come down to which spawn point they get. I don't think there's any really fast spawn points with this objective, though. I could be wrong.
Racking my brain to think about that, and I don't think so. I think you have the southeast spawn near the rock, and then I believe also the pit spawn in the northeast. And I think you might also have the eastern road on the north side as well. But I'm not 100% on that.
I think you are. That's where actually Stone Cold Killers spawned. And they tried to cross that street. They tried to cross that street and they got roasted, so.
So yeah, if I were Blaze, I guess I'd be really praying for that southeast rock spawn, because they could utilize that south to get quite a ways across the map prior to having to cross any streets, and kind of spread themselves out and keep the defense guessing as to where they are. But we'll find out here soon enough, as round number 6 begins now. And Blaze gets the pit spawn in the far northeast.
That's probably the best spawn you can get for this objective, because you can really push hard north. And I think if you can get north on this objective, you're in the best position you can be in.
Yeah, because you can bring someone down along the side, the eastern side of the rooftop building, get into the courtyard, and actually, depending on the route that you take, you can get up to those little walls and barriers there by the objective, unseen, unscathed, and unharmed. So, and SCK seems to know that that's what they need to defend, because they are sending a 3-man squad up to defend the north approach, while only 2 cover the south, and Blaze is utilizing the north as we figured that they would with that spawn. So we'll see how it works out for them, but it could be anybody's game still.
I think correct me if I'm wrong, if I have the wrong guy here. Miracle Dev's always been here in this north position. Kind of his jam up here. Or was that, who else was also up here? Bird's Eye also.
Bird's Eye. Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, opposite teams, but yeah. I mean, it's a great position. That truck gives you some good eyes if you can manage to get there before the enemy team can get to a vantage point to see you there. This is a great way to shut down the north. and kind of surprised Miracle Dev didn't see those guys pushing on the north, but he should see one of them soon enough, especially with all the noise they're making. Shots coming out from Defilades, maybe? No. 4Q has also seen them. He's now going to put pressure on them and alerted his teammate to their presence.
Yeah, Miracle Dev's so exposed to Prefontaine, and I don't think he knows Prefontaine has tucked himself in there. If he peeks out from this truck a little more, nicely sees it and gets that pick through the cactus.
No man's pushing up for the refrag. And he gets it. 4Q on the refrag of the refrag. And no connections made. Meanwhile, Defilade comes in from the north and gets the refrag of the refrag of the refrag attempt.
Blaze go down to 3. It's a 4v3. Stone Cold Killer's looking good with north control. They are a little worried, though, kind of actively rotating around in that area.
Yeah, a lot of movement. They've actually put a guy in the west with direct eyes on the objective. They've got, who is that there? Rushers right on the street, kind of right across from the objective, making sure nobody sneaks up. But meanwhile, the other 3 members of Blaze who are currently active haven't really made much progress. I mean, they're not far from where SCK got stuck at the cement trucks, but they also haven't lost anybody yet either.
Yeah, we'll see if Beast Mode can do anything. I think actually there is still one Resable for Blaze. He could be calling out this information. Defilade gets spotted out and the shot's ringing. True Beast Mode finds himself a pick. The res.
Very good play from Beast Mode.
Yeah, res got denied, so worth maybe, but turns it into a 3-3, and the north has gone. It's going to be tough to defend now. They need to get that LMG up onto the roof and suppressing ASAP.
Yeah, that's it, and he's working his way there, which is good. They do have a rotator coming in. It looks like 4Q. Yeah, he's going up into that 5-story there in the northwest. Enigma, meanwhile, rotating into the roof courtyard. He should be able to be seen by Naoko. Naoko runs right by him, doesn't even realize he's there. Enigma also misses picking up Naoko. I keep resetting my camera every time I try and set it. What is going on here? There we go. Naoko finally picks up Enigma in that north courtyard. Enter Beast Mode has now made his way onto the roof, and we should be looking at a cap attempt here from Blaze.
Yeah, the smokes are coming out. 4Q is rotated back into a position where he might be able to catch Naoko out. Naoko looking for 4Q. They're both exchanging fire. 4Q pushing aggressively to get up on top of objective. Here comes the frag. Not in time. This could be bad.
Frag dropped. Naoko's gonna die as well.
Just like that, Blaze go down to 1.
Oh, if Beast Mode, if only Naoko could see 4Q, he could call it out to Beast Mode, and Beast Mode could actually use his elevation to take out 4Q to get in, and then he could possibly come down the side of the building. Oh no, and Q's standing out in the open, but Beast Mode can't see him because he's just not peeking over those edges. Will he catch him out? He sees him.
That will be it. Stone Cold Killers securing themselves with a final kill. He went 2 exposed against Rushers and 4Q, and Stone Cold Killers grabbed themselves a series win, the first of the season against Blaze.
Yes, and taking 2 maps against Blaze, who have lost only 1 in their first 4 matches of this season. So kudos to Stone Cold Killers. They put up a hell of a fight, and they didn't let being washed out completely 5-0 on Tanker screw them up. They came back strong. They put it to Blaze, and they take the win. So congratulations, Stone Cold Killers, on that win. That was well earned.
Yeah, I'm really glad we stopped in and tuned into this one. Blaze's matches so far have not disappointed. They have all been very competitive, very close. Stone Cold Killers keep getting action too, because their games are very fun to watch. They're a good quality team that puts in good quality matches pretty much every time they face off. And yeah, that was a great series.
Yeah, and that stop there at that last round,
that was so unfortunate. They had it. That was like we were saying, that was the Blaze 2-point cap right there. They were in position to be moving up with a shield. He gets picked then, and the grenade dropping, picking up a team kill. It's just, how unfortunate can you get?
Yeah, and unfortunately he was killed completely, so he couldn't call out to his teammate and tell him, Oh my, live frag, you know, move, and Naoko had no idea that it had happened. Unfortunately, I think if he did realize it, he realized it too late and started to move back, but he wasn't far enough to get out of that line of sight, and he got taken down. But yeah, they were in a great position to get that cap. I think with just a different chain of events without that shield going down, I think we could have seen Blaze come back and win that one, if not at least taken down the last two remaining defenders and get that opportunity to defend for that last point. But either way, great games, a lot of mind-blowing plays and a little bit of fuddy-duddies as well, a few F-ups on some rounds, but overall it was a great game to watch. I'm glad we chose this one to cast because it definitely turned out to be what we thought it would.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that will be it for us tonight. I don't know, is Onward Master League 2 still going on? Maybe we could pop in there, toss the host their way.
I'm not sure. I'm not seeing any of... Well, actually, yeah, the Great Apes are still playing. So, yeah, they probably are still playing, actually. I'm not too sure, though. Let's have a look-see.
I like the layovers coming out from him. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Might be adopting that shortly. But
yeah, that looks great.
If you want to catch more Onward, pop over to Onward Master League 2. We'll be dropping the host there. That'll be it from me, NightFiree, and Sleepy. That's just two people, really. I'm NightFiree. But if you want to think it's three people, that's cool, too.
We become one superhuman when we decide to cast.
Yes, thank you for joining me, Sleepy. That was a fun cast, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. I'm always happy to cast any games, not only with you, but anyone else here in the caster's desk. And now I'm excited to watch the remaining of this Great Apes Sinister Pride match because these overlays, like you said, they're looking amazing. He's doing a great job with this. So everyone make sure you give Scene of Action your kudos for the work that he's putting in and all the work that's being put in by the guys behind the scenes to keep bringing you guys this action free of cost.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. Hit that follow button if you haven't already. We are off. Have a good one. This is it for Master League 1. Peace.
Good night, everybody.
Read about your life in your local papers. Realize